Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's tutorial. So today I'll be teaching us how you can make a yoke, but the yoke is pleated. Yeah, so let's get started. Now to make a pleated yoke, you need to know how to draft a basic bodice, and I have done that in my previous tutorial. So I'll be dropping the link to the basic bodice tutorial in the description box. Okay, so we're working with the front pattern. Okay, so usually there's a line that comes from the mid shoulder to an inch before the bust point here. Okay, but because we're having a yoke on this bodice, we're not going to join the line for now. Okay, now for the neckline I did 3 by 3. Okay, for the neck depth and the neck width. Now for the depth of the yoke, you have to go beyond the chest line. Okay, so I'm doing 9.5. You can make yours 10 if you want to. Okay, then on the armhole side here, I'll just maintain the chest line. Okay, if you feel it's too low, you can probably go 1 or 2 inches above the chest line. Now I'm gonna mark 1.5 inch away from the center front, and I'll connect it towards the 9.5 inch mark I made. Okay, then I'll just draw a straight line. So this is going to be the yoke. So I'll just shade out the parts that I'm using for the yoke like that. Okay, so now I can draw the line that divides the shoulder into two to connect to the 1 inch mark before the bust point. I'll just blend up any sharp edges here and there. So if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice, I advise you watch the basic bodice tutorial. Okay, so I'm also going to be cutting out the waist darts and the bust darts. So now let me just cut off the parts that we don't need. Yeah, so I've cut off the unwanted part and my bust dart. So now let us separate the yoke from the main bodice, which is the main essence of this tutorial. Now I'm cutting out my bust darts. So after cutting out the bust darts, you need to use your masking tape to close the bust darts. Sorry, we're cutting out the waist dart now. Okay, but the bust dart is, yeah, the part I just closed now. So I'll use my masking tape to tape it down. So I have done that. Now this is my center front unfold and the two side piece. So I'll just open up like that. So these are the two side piece. Like I said, the whole drama is in the front pattern. So this is the yoke which we're going to be working with. Now for the yoke you can use organza or tulle, but I'll be working with mesh or tulle or veil net as you call it. Now you are going to place the pattern under the tulle. Now I'm using my paper because this is a tutorial, but when you want to make yours, this pattern that's on paper, you transfer it to your fabric, either satin or uh, um, taffeta. Okay, so you transfer it to the fabric that will be the basement of for the pleats. Okay, and make sure you add seam allowance to the fabric. I'm just using this paper because I'm doing a tutorial. I'm not doing a full um, blouse. Okay, so after cutting out the fabric you want to use like this, which is the paper, then you start to pleat the tulle on the yoke. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. You have to pleat up and pleat down, and then you pin around the edges of the seam allowance. Okay, so I'll just keep doing that. When I get to the center I will stop, because for now all my pleats are facing one direction. So I'll just continue. It's a very easy process. Okay, this is the most difficult part of the process. It's simple actually. Just make sure you work with your pins. Okay, so I'll just keep pleating till I get to the center, like I said, except you want all the pleats to face one direction. Okay, all right, so you can see that I have pleated halfway. Okay, now I will now make the pleats to be, in opposite direction now. Okay, since I'm halfway, so I'll continue pleating. Now I'm done. Okay, so now a little adjustment. Don't start the pleat from the armhole. Okay, so you can see that I left some allowances there. Then you flip over um the tool to the wrong side. So like I said, instead of paper, what you have here is the fabric that will be the basement of the pleats. Okay, you understand? And meanwhile, you would have added seam allowance to it, but because I'm using the pattern, that's why I'm adding seam allowance to the paper here. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so here, so I was saying something about the armhole. Make sure you don't pleat the armhole part. So this is how it's going to be. So the pins have to be there till you're joining the front and back shoulder together. That is while sewing, before you take off the pins, so that you can maintain the pleats. So this is the fabric on that. So this is the fabric. For the fabric, it has to be the one that you pinned to the tool, not the paper, please. I've been emphasizing on that. So it's pretty simple. By the time you're sewing, you make sure the pins are still there till you're done sewing. So I hope you found the tutorial helpful and easy. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and share. Thank you.